The first part I would like to share is the Kimi K2 Thinking. So this is the new model, which is so tough, that have been developed by a China a startup, Moonshot. They releasing Kimi K2 Instruct since like I think a few months ago, and just about last week they have released a new version, which is Kimi K2 Thinking, that actually outperforming on many benchmarks on over even GPT-4.5 or Sonnet. And I tried this one, and it's quite impressive actually in terms of like agentic understanding and so on. So we make it available. So if you go into AgenticFlow, let me go into AgenticFlow. Let me share this tab instead. And then you can create a new agent, let's say from scratch, like, as Kimi K2 Thinking, and then create a new agent. Then actually, when you are all up with this one, you can select this model in PixelML model, and you scroll down a bit, you will see that there will be a new model named Kimi K2 Thinking. So choosing this one, just select this one, and then confirm. And new chat. Hi, I need to, okay, let me see. So as you can see in here, there is a reasoning chain of the agent, and it's starting to writing some information in here. I can help you with a variety of tasks, including information, writing, communication, problem solving, practical tasks, creative, fun, and so on. So that is how Kimi K2 is going to do on this part. So this is how easy you can select and just start together with it. So one of the things that I'm very excited about this model is that the ability of doing agentic tool code is kind of like really nearly 100% of the tool code going to be successful, because this model is kind of like SOTA on this model. I haven't got really much chance to test the details on this model yet, but I have a thinking like it can be paired very good for some things like skill, where we can enable it to do certain things. So I'm going to try together with you today on the slide, because it is not something that I have done before. For example, this one is PixelML brand. For example, let me add this skill for the agent, and I save, and I click a new chat. I add a new skill. Can you check what can you do with it? Because it has the reasoning trait, so it is most likely that it's going to pick the right tool. So it's going to using the skill browser tool in order to list whatever that we have. And second one is it's going to read the skill, and there's some information in here. Okay, yeah, so I was speaking to myself. So just to repeat, what we have in this office hour number 27 is that Kimi K2 Thinking is now available in AgenticFlow, and it is outperforming most of the closed source model on 6 different benchmarks. Humanity Last Exam, BrowserCom, Seal0, Software Engineering Multi-Language Agentic Coding, other software engineer, and Live Coach Bench. So this is demonstrating ability of the model that going to handle tool calling and especially agentic behavior, like what we built for agent, for example. And what I just show everyone is that how can you select the Kimi K2 in the model list. So it's just here. You click on this model, you go to PixelML, and then you will just scroll down a bit to K, and you will see Kimi K2 Thinkings and confirm. And you will have able to chat with it, and it will start to do some reasoning to think about this one. And for example, like this one, I was adding for it a skill that named PixelML brands, and then I tell it, hey, I add for you a skill, can you check what you can do with it? And it can check the skill, it read the skill, and also it will understand like what is my branding look like, so that it has further information about this one. And for example, like I'm going to take for example, like image. I'm going to do the generate image tool. I will just add this maybe it just edit image. Okay. So it's going to be a plugin. I need to select a connection actually. Let's save and save to this one. Use the understanding from the skill. Can you create a new image of a mascot that's suitable us using the plugin edit image I share you. So it's very funny that we can read through the reasoning tree to understanding what is the agent is doing. Okay. Because I don't have image to edit, I need to create one, and it's going to start to do further things with that. So it will call the plugin because it's worth thinking that I need to create a new image. Okay. So I will create mascot embedding this one, and let me click on this one to see what is this. Okay, it's sending this one. Oh, I think there's a problem with this one because we're choosing the wrong connection. Maybe let me choosing this one. Okay, this one should be better. Let me save. I changed the I top up for you. Can you try it again? Alright. So this is quite interesting to read, right? The user had top up the credit, so I should try this image generation again. I use the same prompt, and I'm going to do the creating a mascot with Pixel Mail brand identity, because that is something that I can do. Okay, so it's going to, okay, the plugin cannot handle URI image. I think I understand why it having showing some error. It's because this is an edit image plugin, so it is expecting that we have an image already. But for now, we don't have the image, right? So it means we need to give it a tool that it can generate image. So maybe let me put generate image in here. And I also selecting the connection. This one is the Ricardo key. Let me save it. It's going to trying another model. Sometimes it's interesting to work with the model and see how things work on this part. Oh, okay. So it looked like it successfully generated an image. It have been creating an image like this one, and let me open this mascot. Alright, that's interesting, right? The color is correct. So our logo is kind of like blue and purple. So the mascot is good. Yeah, but what if I would like to make it more pixel style, right? Okay. Can you make it more Disney style? Oh, yeah, just Disney style is answered. Oh, hey, I see there's a hand raising on this one. So that will be on Hua Xiao, right? Hua Xiao. So I will just invite you to speak. Yeah, in the case that you would like to discuss on something. So this is the new picture of the image. Let me open that to see what is happening. Alright, so it's much more cute and more kinds of like Disney style on this part. Yeah, okay, let's go back into this one. I think the power of this model and also some other tooling that we have on the scale will be that if we enable the file system and we save, I give you the AI drive permission. You can access to my drive folder now. The skill is under that skill. Can you update the skill with your learning about our mascot? So it's like when we are introducing AI drive, we are giving the agent ability to control its own file system, and because it can using the skill that creating this predefined SOP, so it means it can modify it itself as well. So we have the feedback loop, right? The agent that can improve the skill of itself, and then it can using the skill to verify, to test something, and it's going to, for example, like what you can see in here. So I just tell it to, I give you the AI drive permission. You can access my drive folder now, and you can modify it. Okay. So it will start to view, it will get the details, and it will updating the skill.md file to have the digital asset and before the resource session. It have been successfully updated skill already. So it even like adding a mascot.md file to the documentation to see the mascot. Sometimes it's holding here. The reason is that because it's already out of the maximum loop of the recursion. Okay. No, this is not that error. So actually it's going to add a mascot file. It can create, and it is going to the view again Okay. So you see the error, right? Agent recursion limit reached. Because this is important. Okay. The recursion limit is set at 25. So this is the config that we are using in order to save you money, because these agents, they can just go on and they can work for that for in like an hour if you set it to unlimited. So this is very powerful, but it can be dangerous as well. So that's why we also introducing the second parameter, which is recursion on limit. And this one is allowing you to config what is the maximum recursive it can be running on the single turn. So for example, like in case that you are facing this problem, it's very easy. You just say let continue. So if you start to move on from here, and it will do another 25 call because we set it in here in 25, and it will start to continue. Okay. So what it does already, I add a brand mascot section from line here, like to line here. The result already here, but the access is not mentioned yet. So it will continue to update itself. So it means you don't even have to have a external platform cloud in order to update the skill on this part, because itself can actually modify the skill of itself already. And it's something that's very powerful, because we create a closed loop where an agent can use the skill to verify the output, and it can also update the skill so that it will be improved. And the feedback loop, instead of like we copy and paste and turn further, we actually are doing it instantly, and it can be much faster. And as you can see in here, so what I just demo to you is an agent that can fix itself, right? Okay. So what it does is that it enhances the skill.md to add a complete mascot. It can create a mascot.mv file, update resource session. And yeah, so we need to verify that, right? What is the agent is doing? And I'm going to go to my AI try. I go here. I go into my skill folder. I'm going to pixelml brand, and I'm going to go to skill.md. So this is a file, and it's having some of the error, which is so showing like this one. So this is a little bit unpleasant to go, but if you click on the asset folder and reference, you will still see that, okay, maybe I need to, this error is not that nice. I'm going to download this one. Okay. I'm going to open here so that we can easier. Let me search for mascot. Wait, it was already, update, right? So why is it no show on this? Let me go back to the agent and see what exactly it updated. Let me go here, try.create. So add set.mascot. .md, pixelml brand.skill. Okay. Brand.skill. New string is having this add set. So where exactly it's updating this skill set? Okay. I think there's something wrong with this. So it will creating on the external folder instead of in the skill folder. So if you go in here and then you search for add set. Okay. So actually update the asset skill already in this part, but supposedly actually it should modify this version of pixelml brand in this folder, but for some reason it was creating this one. So maybe this is because I was not really prompting it correctly on this. So maybe let me come back and do it again and just saying you use the incorrect iPad. You need to update this is under skill folder instead. You were creating a totally new folder under the root. All right. Yeah. So to talk to that like an intern that very smart, but sometimes it's just doing it wrong. Okay. The user is correct. I make a mistake. I updating this root level, but it should be on this one. Let me check correct path. It will reasoning the skill is under the skill folder. Perfect. Now I see the correct path. Let me check. And I'm starting to delete the incorrect file. I will update the code. So it's just like that. So we are, so it's going to do the delete on some of the older file, which is wrongly created. And it's going to update in the correct file. And just give it a few rounds. and it is going to be much more easier to get it done. So while we are waiting for the Kimi K2 is trying to update its skill again, I'm going to on Discord if you have any other question. Thanks for that. We will go. You can using YouTube translation. We will have some of the like transcript operator as well. So perhaps that you can use that. For Mr. PC Man, a recursion limit is actually per human message. So after you sending one message, which is my message, like this, it will start to loop 25 times. Okay, I think we had the error again because of recursion limits. So you can continue. So it will start to do operation like thinking, message, and drive view and so on. So it will cost. It's like a clock. So every time it going to one action, it's going to tick, 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 and then this 25 is just a normal configuration, and you can set up this recursion limit is between 10 to 100, and the default is 25. So it means if you really have one agent that going to do the operation that you want, starting from the user message until it finish the loop, then you can set this number to lower or higher, depends on your use case. And kind of I think comfortably I would like to do with 25, but for some agent, for example like this agent that will do the file modification and do a lot of like recursive loop, then I will setting this higher. But be aware that it's going to be costly because we need to pay for all of the token that have been created by the agent, and it's to continuous recursive loop. This when we are talking about the cost, it's interesting because I'm going to show you why is it powerful and pricing is very attractive. Okay, I'm going to artificial intelligence index. Okay, so it's going to show you like what is the model, and what we are talking about the Kimi K2 Thinking is actually number 3 model, which is comparing all of the world model, if we are not thinking about like the closed source model, then this is actually the open source model that is number 1. And the more interesting things about Kimi is that, let me go here and go into model list, and we can see Kimi. It is so cheap comparing to the other model. So it's only blended for 1 million token is only $1, 1.07. And if we are comparing to Sonnet 4.5, it's worth $6. And we have some other model as well. For example, even like Haiku, when it's blended, is around 2. Let me search information for why don't we asking Kimi to do it? Okay? So let me adding for it a skill. I just call this like search, and I'm going to do connection on this part. I'm going to save. I create a new chat. Hey, this model name Kimi K2 Thinking just released. Can you give me the pricing? It's going to using the Google search information in order to get the details. All right. So this is the pricing per million token. The input is 0.6 and the output is only 2.5. Let me add the follow-up question. Compare with the competitor in a table. As you can see in here, it can do Google search and doing some information that is very detailed, deep dive. So it's some kinds of like deep research already. So before we have to do the configuration to do deep research is very complex, but actually right now because of the model is pretty powerful already. So you just need to give it a tool like Google search, and then you can just ask it to do certain things, and it's going to collect the information from the internet and finally composing the report for you in the recursive loop way. Yeah. And the second question is that this variable is indicate how many attempt recursion happen, or we can limit total number of execution. So this configuration is happening to limit the recursive loop of the agent itself. So starting from my message, and it will go maximum 25 tick until it is stopped, and I have to say to continue. We don't have the full limitation for the entire thread chat yet on this part. But if this is something that you really need, we can think about to introduce that later. Okay. And second question from Muslin is that, will this work correctly using Gemini 2.0 Flash or GPT-4 Mini? So this is about their ability to using Tunko. So it means if you go into leaderboard like this one, and I think there's a Agentic index. So this is important. Agentic index. Agentic index is measuring performance of agentic workflow, focus on behavior like tool use, planning, autonomy. So the agent, if we would like it to performing the activity, modify its own skill and very smart, then it must be high in this rank. And as you can see in here, the Kimi K2 Thinking is number 2 in here in Agentic, only after GPT-5 Codex high. And if you are talking about the model, for example, like Gemini Flash, they are not even in the list from here. So maybe I will add Gemini Flash. Okay, let me add this one. And second one is we add 4.0. So we see Gemini Flash is 16 point and Kimi is 61 point. So you will realize the performance different when you are having this one. And the 4.0, where's the 4.0? Oops. This is 4.0. It's also 16. So actually the Gemini 2.0 Flash and 4.0 is actually equivalent in terms of agentic behavior. So this one, I would say if you are looking for very complex and agent to following the tool code perfectly, then I would suggest that you go with Kimi K2 because it is much better in terms of price performance comparing to their equivalent. For example, like Sonnet 4.5 or maybe some Sonnet 4.5 Haiku, Cloud 4.5 Haiku, or even GPT-5 because they are just better. I have to say, yeah. Or if you don't want to have that, you can also using GPT OSS 120B. This is also having quite high capability in here. So the power of like AgenticFlow is that you can just swapping with different model, and I will say that in AgenticFlow, if you build in, we can having the GPT OSS 120B. This is also quite powerful. Maybe you can try it as well. All right, we have the result from here already. So we have K2, which is quite good price performance, right? Comparing to all other alternative, even this model is just much cheaper and much better in terms of agentic performance. Next one, Scorpio, is the MAS canvas is fully working now. We're still working on it, on the part. And, so I would say, the MAS right now is still in beta and we still have some bug that we still need to fix. So if you, expect something that reliable and, to completion, I would suggest you put it on hold and waiting a bit. We are going to push more effort in terms of like, stabilization of the platform, and we'll go back to MAS when the agent is, more stable. Because recently I think we make some change last week that causing some breaking in the core. And we fixed a lot of bug and issue already in a couple of days before. We will go to mass, but, it will take some time. All right. Next question, from, Mr. PC Man. When I publish agent, I see mod chart, full screen in browser. How do you publish it in normal chatbot style agent? It's easy. So you can, click on publishing, and when you are making public here, you will have an option that's shareable link, which is the total big page iframe. But if you would like to embed it in the page, you can click on this configuration and then you copy this. And in case that, for example, I'm going to W3 school, and I'm just pasting this, the chat block in here. So you will see that we have the small box in here is as basically the AI that can help. So, hey, it is doing the reasoning, but, yeah. So you can have an agent that doing reasoning to the customer now. So I hope that is something that you can try. You just copy this script to any of your website, and it should work. Okay. So even like you can publish an agent with skill for other people to use as well. So what I'm thinking about is, for example, you can have a self agent that go into taking the customer inquiry and even creating a PDF file that going to do some certain of the work. And that is something that very powerful that I believe that you should pay attention and try and have a look. All right, so this bring me into the next one I would like to share with everyone. We are having the attempt to test on this one. So this feature in beta. So we will allow you to kind of doing some citation on the source. Okay. So this is improvement on the UI. So this is a special prompt. So that I'm going to do this agent. I'm going to paste this prompt to the agent, and I will save. And I'm going to use this prompt again, and I put it in the new chat. So it's going to search on Google to get the data. So it means it will containing the source of the data, right? So with this information, actually I asked it to put the citation in certain format so that we can render the information. So that it's going to show it. Let's see if the agent is going to follow it in the left-hand side prompt or not. Kimi is still hard at work to check on different area. So even it's doing some reasoning, it was thinking like it need to read on the official company like platform at moonshot.ai. It doesn't look like it was using citation. It having this one. I think that this is something that I need to check again on this part. But what we would like to introduce you is that for this kinds of like citation format on the source, it should showing the citation. We were introducing it as just a chat box in here when you just switch on, so that the AI is going to know where to cite the source of the data. Either it's from the internet or it's from a table. And we're also working on some different things as well. I would like to introduce you. For example, like to enable code execution on tool calling. So this is something that very new. So I need to put it here. So code execution is the ability that allowing the agent to writing some piece of code in order to do complex behavior. For example, like I don't know, like YouTube transcribe downloader. For example, like this one. If you would like to do this kinds of like YouTube transcript downloader, you will have to do certain things that very complex, where you have to using different services in order to download the file, and then you will transcribe, and then you can upload into another Google Drive folder, for example. But with code execution, it's going to be much easier. So this feature is still in beta, but I will just enable now. I will just save, and I will I use a code execution tool and help me to download a video from YouTube using YouTube downloader. So I hope this way. We're still in testing on this feature, but it's going to okay. So it will calling the code execution command. So this is kind of like a built-in tool that we just created, and it is going to start to you can see that it's code execution, right? So it's firstly download the YouTube video, and it's going to create a script to download the transcript, so it can install some of the package, and it downloads successfully. It's nice. And right now it's going to create a Python script that's going to do some operation, which is very powerful. So anticipatedly, it's going to create a Python script to execute that, and asking us to provide the YouTube URL, and it can download a transcribe to its own machine. So with this update on this one, your AI is having its own machine to run code. And why is it powerful? It will empower the skill with more flexible. So it means whatever that you can do in Claude.ai, you can do in AgenticFlow, and you can pack everything together in this part. All right, let me go back into this one. So it running the script. It's already download the script. It execute the command in section. It's install. Maybe let me go into, can you download this YouTube video transcript and upload to our Drive folder? Let me go to YouTube. Let me find some, yep, good. This is a good video. Maybe, let's talk about this one. And I will copy this URL. I'm going to paste to my agent. The same this one. It will break down. It will download the script. It will upload the results to the Drive folder. It's going to be 2-step. Okay. So it's going to be, the session has been restored. It's going to recreate the function. Sometimes that you will need to enable file operation as well. So it will preserve the file that it has been created during the session so that you can add subsequent messages into that. So that's why this is 2 options. We are still testing this. So I hope that you can, test together with us and see what is the use case that this code execution is, makes sense and, really helpful. And, perhaps that this is something that we can test together. I have a thinking like, download transcript from YouTube is just one, of my example, but we can do everything else, right? Because I think, right now the ability to write code from LM, especially like Kimi, is very good and it's very cheap. So, changing the paradigm of having an agent to write code to execute some custom tasks, is something very helpful, because it can combine to the existing plugin that we have in the system, the workflow that you already have. And, so it's kind of like our area, right? Let me cap, so this is the area that, AgenticFlow cover. And maybe this one is, your workflow cover. Let me change this one. So this one is, no view. Okay. This one is, AF built-in. This one is, access via code. So the built-in of AgenticFlow is only this part, but with this execution tool, we can extend into all of the, code execution on isolated environment, and it will extending your agent capability. it even have the ability to, changing the approach to modify the option to bypass any restriction. So that is very flexible, right? So you will have the blocking by AI or some certain things, but your agent is going to have the ability to, bypass the process and, modifying the code that it can be reusing for further and further. Yeah, I think, this code execution is something that, very, powerful. We still have to test on this part, and the agent is still trying to work on it. So it's right now it's changing to, YouTube Transcript API, and some other, but you know the idea, right? So the idea is sometimes we cannot have the workflow or the plugin that we want, but we know that the service that we want to use having API. Then actually you can just paste the entire API document to the agent. You enable this code execution. So you let Kimi or similar model to writing the integration to that model in the runtime. And let me create a new chat first. So one of the reason why we're adding this is that, it's about skill. Skill is something that we are having in the platform. So for example, this is skill PDF. Let me save. And let me open skill PDF for you, so that you can understand what is, inside. So in this side, actually it having skill folder, but it have some script as well. So this kind of script, I don't know why it's not here, but in script, it's going to be kind of, we will be allowing the agent to execute some script to create a PDF. Maybe let me go into, to our GitHub. Where is the GitHub that we currently have? This one. Okay. Oops, not this one. For example, in here, we will have a document skill, and we will having a PDF skill, and we will download this folder. Oh, I need to zip it and do some uploading to our folder. But anyway, let's try another. For example, this is a PowerPoint and we have some script on this part. Okay, maybe the skill PowerPoint is easier to try. So let me go to my Kimi and I delete these two skill. I will add the skill, which is the PowerPoint skill. Confirm. And I can use PowerPoint skill and do something meaningful with it. Make sure we enable these two and enter. It understands the PowerPoint skill already. It will read the information. It will understanding the template. It will know that there is some script that it needs to execute. Before today, it cannot run because basically it doesn't have any capability. But right now it can because we give it the code execution block in here and it can create, edit, and analyze. It will start to create a presentation about fictional tech company Q4 performance. I think it's going to go on and on. It's worth showing error is because when it's trying to install this package, the output is npm command not found. Because I think in our code execution environment, we not yet enable this command yet, so we cannot install. But we will kind of like improve on this part to having a better execution for JavaScript as well. So right now, I think the operation that we have is more on Python code execution, so that you can run some code on Python. For example, like YouTube download the script. For this PowerPoint is needing some script on npm. So we will make it available so that you can also using this script. All right. I think it's already an hour. Thanks for yeah. Either you can uploading the PowerPoint file into our AI drive so that it can browse directly, or you can use an MCP to download that PowerPoint from somewhere else to download that one into the agent machine. And then when the agent machine will have a tool to modify that PowerPoint. So it means you have the ability to create an agent that do PowerPoint editing based on your predefined template or setup. And if you connect it with some other skill, for example, like the branding skill. So the branding here is like the color and so on. And the PowerPoint is something like modified PowerPoint. So the direct use case that I was thinking from this is that you can adapt any of the PowerPoint file to a certain brand template, because you let the agent know about the brand template you want, and you equip ability for the agent to do PowerPoint modification through the skill. Yeah. All right. I don't know if on YouTube we have any question. Can you show us how to access tool using API key? So you will need to go into this ability to API key, and then you need to create your own key, of course. And I think in the PixelML, we also having the boilerplate. So this is a kind of like example code where we published last year that will allow you to connect to our API, and you can following this boilerplate in order to get access and using the API key on the platform. And recently we also publishing some of the documentation in docs that it will allow you to API agent. So for example, this one is create a key. You can follow this one to create a key agent API. This one, okay. So this is like API and extension. So this is agent API where we have the base URL of API.AgenticFlow.ai, and you can trigger an agent, list agent, get agent, create, update, delete. So okay, I think this one is also something that big that we should announce as well. Now you can trigger on AgenticFlow via API. Yeah, so you can trigger on AgenticFlow via API using this documentation and just following this docs in order to get more details on this part. Okay. Yeah, and this one is for agent spec. And for workflow spec, I think we already have the scope already. Workflow spec and example. is right here in this boilerplate. Yeah, okay. So I thought that this API reference can be useful for you in case that you would like to do some operation like API on agent and workflow. Please follow this documentation. If you have any problem, please let us know in the channel. Yeah. So you need to using API key from the other app, right? So for example, like if the application that we already have on the connection, you can use and just add here. If that application is not available yet, so what you can do is you check if the other app have MCP client connection MCP or not. If they already have, you just go into MCP client connection here, and then you click create connection. And we are using MCP in order to connect to this part. And for example, like Hugging Face MCP. Yeah. So just example, you just copy this Hugging Face MCP. You paste here, and then you just say Hugging Face MCP connection. In the transport, you choose either SSE or streamable HTTP. But I think normally they will asking you to add on this part. And then let's see what is the choose your app and tool. You just following their instruction on their side, so that you can add. For example, I just add connection on this one. And let me go to agent, like has new MCP in base. I'm going to switch back to Kimi because it is new, and I like it as well. I like the vibe of so I'm going to use MCP. I'm going to using the connection or the Hugging Face that I just create. Oops, wait. Okay, this one I add. Have no tool. Hey, connect to Hugging Face. There's some error on this one. Maybe there's something that we need to do the configuration on this part. But maybe on the Hugging Face side, I think I just do the first step. I didn't do the second step. So that's why when we are adding this one, it is not able to discover a tool. Maybe we have to do the second step as well. But that is normally you should following their instruction if they have an MCP, and if they don't have it, ask them to have it, because that is the only way that we have the standard. So that we don't have to do the integration with every single platform. And because we are an MCP client already, so we can work with every other the MCP server. So we should be able to work with your new MCP server as well. For example, like we have Google Sheet in here. Yeah, so we can load all of the skill from Google Sheet. We can deselect from this skill where needed. So basically, if your app is not having MCP yet, asking the founder to add that MCP server. Okay. Yeah, correct. So answer to Mr. Pisiman, you can ask the MCP to collect the information and download it. Okay. Can we have an access of Zapier? I think Zapier is quite obvious. I mean, Zapier MCP servers. So I think you just following their instruction in here. I think they will ask us to connect. We need to connect first. But what you can do is you go into our connection. You go into MCP client connection. You create connection, and this is where you can paste your Zapier URL in the transport and maybe other method of authentication in this area. And if it's connected successfully, then we will be able to use Zapier MCP. Yeah, I will mention about this page. Yeah, connect to MCP client connection. It is not. I think they are having some limitation in the connection. I think they quite limit. I think they are allow you to do 200 call per month for free tier. So it's pretty expensive, I would say. But it just in case that you would like to do some abnormal integration that PyDream and Composio is not do the connection, then you can use Zapier. All right. So I think that is also bring me into the end of the meeting already. So what I share today is we have Kimi K2 Thinking. It's awesome. It's cheap and it's very useful. We're also introducing a new recursion limit configuration so that you can modify and you let the agent working. We have a brief on citation, but we will make it as a feature so that you can use. We are introducing a new code execution tool, so that you can allowing your agent to execute code. So currently it is supported on Python. So you can use on Python at the moment, and we will use JavaScript further in order to have you to test it. And you can building some of the capability that previously not accessible via code or via API. Yeah, it's going to extend your ability. And finally is we also enable the agent API so that you can following our spec and docs in order to writing and trigger our own agent, list agent, get agent, create, update, and delete. So it means controlling your AgenticFlow workspace by code. So this is more advanced, but in case that you don't want to switch out with the advanced, I would suggest that you go and using our MCP server and do the connection like last week I configured into Claude, and this is the same. So AgenticFlow MCP is actually using our agent API. So we make it easier, accessible, so that the no-code user can use. But if you're more tech advanced, you can leverage on our API in order to do some stuff. Workflow is already live for a very long time, so I think some people already build great application on top. And yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you for waiting, and I hope that see you next week. All right, thank you. Wait. So we are going to back to AppSumo in next week, and stay tuned. We will give you more details, information on that. And if you have chance and you haven't done the review for us, please help us on some of the review. I know the platform is powerful. It still have some setback that we still have to work on that, but we hope that we can continue to improve on further. All right. Thanks everyone. Have a good day, and I hope that I will see you next week. Bye bye. Have a good day.